Most seniors do a spring clean. Wipe down surfaces, swap out a light bulb, maybe freshen up a room or two. And that feels like enough. But the real damage happening to your home in April has nothing to do with what you can see. It is not the mess that costs you. It is the slow, quiet deterioration happening behind walls, under sinks, and inside the vents you have not thought about since October. A filter clogged with 5 months of winter dust. A downspout that has been blocked since November. A detector on your ceiling that stopped working 2 years ago and never warned you. One missed task can mean a repair bill that runs into the thousands, a fall on a path that shifted over winter, or air quality that has been quietly affecting your sleep and breathing for months. So here are 10 specific tasks you should do this April. Each one low effort, each one with a clear reason why now is the right time. The first 3 are about what is moving through your air and your appliances every single day. Number 1 is your air conditioning filter, and this one matters more than most people realize. All winter, that filter has been catching dust, pet dander, and whatever else circulates through a closed-up house. By April, it's not filtering anymore. It's blocking. The unit has to strain harder to pull air through, your electricity bill goes up, and every time the system runs, it pushes that 5-month buildup back into the rooms you're breathing in. A HEPA filter costs around $15, and checking the current one takes about 30 seconds. Just slide it out and hold it up to the light. If you can't see light through it, it needs to go. Do this before the first hot week hits, because once you're running the air conditioning daily, you're already behind. Number 2 is your dryer vent, and this one carries a real safety risk. Lint buildup inside the vent line is one of the leading causes of house fires, but most people never think about it because the dryer still runs. What actually happens is the drying time slowly doubles, and most people assume the machine is getting old. The machine is usually fine. The vent is the problem. A flexible vent brush clears the full line in under 10 minutes, or a professional blowout service runs about $80 once a year. Spring is the right time. Winter laundry, the heavy layers, and the thick blankets leaves behind more lint than any other season. Number 3 is your refrigerator coils, and this is the task almost nobody does. The coils at the back or underneath the unit release heat as the fridge runs, but when they are coated in dust, that heat has nowhere to go. The motor runs hotter, works harder, and wears out years sooner than it should. Pull the unit out slightly or remove the front grill at the bottom and run a narrow vacuum attachment along the coils. It takes 2 minutes. If those coils have not been touched in 3 or more years, the motor is already working under strain every single day, and you will not know it until the fridge stops cooling and needs replacing. Those first 3 are about AIR and heat. The next group is about water, which moves slower and hides better, and by the time you notice it, the damage is already done. Number 4 is your gutter downspouts, and the risk here is not the overflow you can see from a window. When a downspout is blocked and spring rain starts hitting it hard, the water does not just spill over the edge. It runs down the side of your house and pools at the base, where it slowly works its way toward your foundation. Over a wet spring, that moisture finds its way into basements and crawl spaces, and mold follows. The fix does not require a ladder. A long-handled mirror from a dollar store lets you angle a look up into the spout from the ground to check for a compacted leaf clog at the elbow. If you spot one, a plumber's snake or a garden hose with pressure will usually clear it. One blocked spout over one wet April can cause damage that takes months to appear and costs far more than it should have. Number 5 is under your sinks, and the worst offenders are the ones you use least. Guest bathrooms, utility sinks, the cabinet under a bar sink. These are the places where a slow, weeping leak goes unnoticed for months. The pipe does not burst. There is no puddle on the floor. The joint just seeps a little overnight, the cabinet floor absorbs it, the wood swells and softens, and by the time you open that door and smell something off, you are looking at rot and possibly pests. Here is the simplest test. Place a single sheet of dry paper towel flat under the pipes before you go to bed. Check it in the morning. If it is damp anywhere, something is dripping. Catching it at that stage usually means a $12 washer replacement. Catching it 6 months later can mean pulling out the entire cabinet. Number 6 is your window tracks. And this one's less about damage and more about what happens when a window won't open when you need it to. All winter, grit, debris, and moisture work their way into sliding tracks and sit there undisturbed. By April, the first time you try to open a window for fresh air, you're forcing it. That puts strain on the frame and on you. In an emergency, a gas smell, smoke, or anything that requires fast ventilation, a window that won't budge is a serious problem. Run a vacuum nozzle along the full track length, wipe out what is left with a damp cloth, and apply a dry silicone spray, not WD-40, which attracts more grit. 5 minutes per window now means smooth operation all summer without the frustration. Water damage is slow and usually financial. This next group is more immediate, the kind of risks that can put you in physical danger on an ordinary day or a bad night. Number 7 is your outdoor paths and walkways. Winter freeze-thaw cycles do something most people do not think to check for. They lift things. Pavers shift, concrete edges heave. A stone that sat perfectly flat in October develops a 1/4-inch lip by March, and that is enough to catch a toe. Walk your full perimeter slowly, at a pace where you are actually looking at the ground, not just moving through it. Fill small gaps between pavers with polymeric sand, which locks in place when wet and does not wash away. Anything that is lifted significantly or cracked along a main path needs a professional look. Do not wait for a stumble to notice it. By then, the point is already made. Number 8 is your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. And this is the one most people think they've handled because they test the battery. The battery is not the issue. The sensor inside the unit has a lifespan of roughly 10 years, and after that, it may not respond to smoke or carbon monoxide at all, even if it beeps when you press the test button. That button only checks the alarm circuit, not the sensor. Flip the unit over and find the manufacture date printed on the back. If the date shows the unit is more than 10 years old, replace the unit regardless of what the test button tells you. This is the task on this list with the highest consequence for skipping it. Number 9 is your storm door, and this is one many people do not know is adjustable. A door that closes too slowly can get caught by a spring gust of wind and either slam hard into the frame or swing back against you as you come in. Both scenarios strain the hydraulic arm, and repeated slamming eventually cracks the frame. There is a small adjustment screw on the hydraulic arm itself, usually at the end near the door. A half turn tightens the closing speed. It takes 1 minute, and it is the kind of fix that protects both the door and your shoulder. Number 10 is your emergency flashlights and backup batteries. And this one is about timing. Winter storms deplete emergency supplies, and nobody restocks in February. Spring storm season arrives quickly, and you do not want your first indication that the batteries are dead to be a power outage at 9 p.m. Pull out every flashlight and emergency light in the house, test them all, and swap old alkaline batteries for lithium, which holds a reliable charge for years longer. 10 minutes of checking now means you are prepared before the first May storm rolls through. Here is what most people miss. They handle everything inside, the filters, the detectors, the leaks under the sink, and then they walk out the back door into a garden that is quietly setting up the next problem. April is just as unforgiving out there as it is in here. Paths shifted, ground heaved, Plants that did not make it through winter are now sitting right where you walk every morning, waiting for you to catch a foot on the root ball. The inside of your home and the outside of it are connected in ways that are not obvious until something goes wrong. April is the month both of them need your attention at the same time. So do not stop here. Our next video covers exactly what is happening in your garden right now. 10 things that need to happen in April before the season gets ahead of you. Some of them are about saving plants. Most of them are about something more important than that. Click the video on screen now.